Did you know there are only two ways to become rich? One leads to stress, the other to true peace. Which one are you following? Today, we're breaking down the two ways to wealth, the natural way and God's way, so you can choose the path that leads to lasting success. The world teaches us that wealth is about hustle, grind, and getting ahead. More money, more power, more success. But is it ever enough? In a 2015 interview with GQ, Bieber talked about the loneliness and emptiness he felt despite his massive success, saying, "I have everything, but I feel like I'm missing something." You see, the world's way to wealth is like chasing the wind. You never really catch it. Then there's God's way. It's not about chasing money. It's about aligning with purpose. When you seek first the kingdom, God provides, Matthew 6:33, Mark 8:36. What does it profit a man to gain the world but lose his soul? David was the black sheep of the family. He didn't feel called to be a preacher like his other family members, but what he did have was an affinity for math and business. He took to the business world like a duck to water, and he was good at it. But whenever he would get a promotion or achieve some success, he didn't receive the affirmation that he longed for from his mother. She would say, "That's wonderful, David, but what are you doing for the Lord?" This bothered him because he did love Jesus and wanted to serve him, but God hadn't called him to preach. In 1972, David opened a retail business called Hobby Lobby, and he began to discover God's will for his life. He told me that, in the beginning, he didn't know that serving God outside of the ministry was even an option, but God began to unfold this great truth to him over time. Today, David Green is a billionaire. Then there's God's way. It's not about chasing money. It's about aligning with purpose. When you seek first the kingdom, God provides, Matthew 6:33. Take a look at this big difference. In natural way for source is hard work, self-effort, while in God's way is God's provision and wisdom. In purpose, for natural way, selfish gain. While in God's way, to bless others and build God's kingdom. In emotional state, for natural way is stress, fear, greed. While in God's way, peace, joy, contentment. In sustainability for natural way is temporary, risky, while in God's way is lasting, secure. In end goal for natural way, more money, success, while in God's way is fulfilling God's purpose. Wealth is not about what you have, it's about what you can do with it. God's wealth is sustainable, purposeful, and stress-free. So which path will you take? Will you chase riches and risk losing yourself? Or will you build wealth God's way, trusting Him to lead you to abundance and impact? Deuteronomy 8:18. Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. The choice is yours, but only one way leads to real peace. Are you ready to start walking in kingdom wealth? Drop a comment below and say, "I choose God's way." And don't forget to subscribe for more life-changing lessons.